Hi guys, my name is Christina Tenteromano and today we're going to be talking about probiotics. So I know what everyone must be thinking, like what the hell is a probiotic? Like I've heard of antibiotics and bacteria, but what are probiotics? Well, it's not a new cancer or a new medicine that's going to probably kill us, but probiotics are actually living organisms that are intended to provide health benefits when consumed. This could ultimately improve or even restore our gut flora. So this also could also be bacteria and sometimes yeast. Why should we talk about probiotics? Well, not only is it beneficial for our health, but it has become a mega industry with companies all over the world producing and selling supplements, putting probiotics in our foods, such as like yogurt and kombucha, which is a fermented tea. So to better explain how probiotics work, we actually need to understand how the gut works because they actually go hand in hand. So when I'm talking about the gut, I'm talking about your small and large intestine. So now the small and large intestine are responsible for three main things. One, extracting energy from food, which is basically essential for life and maintaining homeostasis, because if we don't, extract energy from food, we wouldn't be here right now listening to me talk. Number two is absorb nutrients such as vitamins and minerals, which are also essential for our health. And of course, water, which is very essential. And number three, remove waste, obviously. And actually, a majority of probiotics, when taken, actually ends up in the end of your intestinal system, which is also referred to as the colon. Now, something found in our GI tract is called microbiome, which is very essential for our health. Now, what is microbiome? The definition of microbiome is they are colonies of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and archaea, inhibiting an environment taken collectively. And now, why do we care about microbiome? Well, it's because essentially our digestive systems, unfortunately, can't absorb all the nutrients that we take in daily. So that's when the microbiome kicks in. So now this good bacteria is essentially improving your body's immune function. It's helping you absorb the rest of the nutrients from the foods that you're eating. And it's also essentially supporting the walls of your intestines. So this is basically the job of the good bacteria. And it's actually very interesting because, believe it or not, research and experiments that have been done on the microbiome are actually very, very fairly new. And of course, with technology that we have today, we actually were able to collect over the last 20 years some research about the microbiome. And we actually realized that it's actually really good for us. There have actually been studies been conducted that actually prove and shown that irregularities in the gut microbiome have a strong correlation between diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and mental health conditions such as depression and anxiety. So what are some benefits of taking probiotics? So not all probiotics are the same. So in your gut, actually, we have 7,000 to 9,000 different strands of bacteria. That is crazy. So since not all probiotics are the same, different strains of bacteria have different effects. For example, one strain may fight against cavity-causing organisms in our mouth, which don't even need to survive through our guts. So, of course, through research, some benefits of probiotics have been seen in treatment of prevention of diarrhea, IBS, ulcers, Crohn's disease, vaginal infections, UTIs, reoccurrence of bladder cancers, infection of the digestive tract. But unfortunately, even with research, it's kind of like the chicken or the egg theory. Like, what came first? The irregularities between the gut microbiome, or like the depression, anxiety, and all the other health issues that come along with it? So let's just think about this for a second. That the bacteria in your GI tract can basically almost control your emotions. So basically like your depression symptoms or like your anxiety symptoms. Isn't that not crazy? Even your appetite. So now, after hearing that your gut microbiome can necessarily be connected towards other health implications, you kind of want to keep that stuff healthy. Okay, so how do we do that? So step one, you kind of want to focus on your diet. So focus on eating whole grains, vegetables, beans. Optimize your fiber. Because fiber-rich foods are also classified as prebiotics, as they serve as food for the probiotic. Next, you want to consume, obviously, probiotic-rich foods. So, like, where can I buy this stuff, or, like, what even is it? Well, I know a lot of people are probably thinking yogurt. Yogurt is one of the easiest and essential ways to obtain probiotics. Or even if you like sauerkraut, throw that stuff on your hot dog or hamburger, whatever. Or my favorite way to get it is kombucha. You guys are probably looking at this saying, like, what the hell are you holding? That stuff looks nasty. You can actually, if you take a really good look, you could see the living microorganisms that are on the bottom of this kombucha. Is that not cool? I personally drink this stuff religiously. I love it. I think it's better than taking supplements because I try to take as little, supplements and a bunch of probiotics in it. And I'm not even going to read all these names. I'm just going to show you guys how much is really in this stuff. Like, it cannot get any better than this. Look at all those names and how on the actual bottle itself, it also says probiotics plus electrolytes plus enzymes, which also rebalance, reawaken, rethink, rekindle, redefine, rediscover, reimagine, relive, repurpose, recalm, recapture. Wow, it's a lot of R words. Restart, regain, rebirth, renew. Oh, kind of spiritual. Okay. Well, this stuff is actually so awesome. So for me personally, since I don't really like yogurt, I kind of lean more on the kombucha because I just truly love the taste, and it comes in like multiple flavors, and it's packed actually with probiotics and enzymes that are really good for your health. And plus, I'm not really a big supplement taker, so I just overall prefer this. You could actually get this at any, Whole Foods or like supermarkets now. A lot of them carry it in actually different flavors. Personally, I like the cranberry one, but they only had the original, so I picked up the original. So just like we could promote good microbiome in our gut, we could also hurt it as well. So what are some ways that we could damage that? Well, let's start off by our diets. It has been shown in studies that overeating and consuming refined carbs such as white pastas, white breads, and refined sugars like sweet and low and equal can actually hurt and damage our good bacteria in our gut. Number 2, bad sleep. I know we all wish, I need more sleep. I wish I got more sleep. Well, it is really essential not only for maintaining homeostasis, but for your good gut health too. Your bacteria, believe it or not, follows an circadian rhythm, which is really essential for its production. Number 3, overusing or misusing, abusing antibiotics. So I know you must be thinking, oh, antibiotics, I'll just take an antibiotic and, everything will be better and dandy and swell. Well, if we're overusing or abusing them, they actually kill off good bacteria, which is very essential for our overall life. And 4, stress. I know, being in school, we're all experiencing stress, but relax, just take a deep breath, because it actually been shown in studies that the more stress disrupts the good bacteria and promotes bad bacteria. So you keep stressing, you're going to be sick, and then you're going to get stressed even more. Now, a lot of this information and facts that I'm basically regurgitating back to you came from an article called Health Benefits of Probiotics, a Review, which was published on January 2nd, 2013. Now, I'm just going to read you one part of the article since I've been, reciting facts back to you guys. I thought it was really interesting. I really wanted to read it for you. The range of food products containing probiotic strains is wide and still growing. The main products existing in the market are dairy-based ones, including fermented milks, cheese, ice cream, buttermilk, milk powder, and yogurts. So, if you're one of those people that have finally decided to incorporate some probiotics in your diet, there are a few things you should know when deciding which ones to take and how to pick one out. First things first, read the labels, because a lot of probiotics on the market today are not FDA approved. So just because they're claimed as safe doesn't mean they are safe. So when picking a probiotic, there are a few things you want to look for. Look at the expiration date. As you learned throughout this video, probiotics are living microorganisms. So in that case, if the expiration date is passed, you're basically going to be consuming dead microorganisms. Is that going to do the job for you? No. So you're just basically going to waste your money. 2, look for something, especially if you're buying the capsule or any kind of pill form, supplement form probiotic, look for something called CFU. CFU stands for colony formed units. This means how many microorganisms are actually contained in those tiny small pills. And believe it or not, they stick billions and billions of microorganisms into those little pills, which the consumer takes. When picking a probiotic, you kind of want to look for a CFU number bigger or at 5 billion. Also, when picking a probiotic, you want to look for something called enteric-coated probiotics. What this means is the probiotic will less likely get destroyed by your stomach acid. Probiotics can also help with people suffering from irritable bowel syndrome. Now, if you didn't know what IBS is an intestinal disorder which causes pain in your abdominal area, and it also causes belly gas, diarrhea, and also constipation. So why do we care that probiotics help with IBS? Well, because if you didn't know, 60 million Americans suffer from IBS. So with 60 million Americans suffering from IBS, that's 20%. So what I'm going to do right now is insert a picture of what a swab of kombucha looks like on an agar plate, and you're going to see how many colonies form on it. Now, as we learned in class, if you see colonies, that means growth appeared, and just see for yourself. So I hope after watching this video, you learned a little bit about probiotics, you understand how they work and what they are, you know where to find them, and maybe you'll try some. And if you do try some, let me know how they are.